Welcome to More Money Than Sense, the comedy quiz show that's all about money, that crazy thing that makes the world go round. Whether it's the price of illegal sperm or life insurance for suicide bombers, we've looked at the maddest markets out there and come up with some cunning questions for tonight's guests. I'm your host, Dominic Frisby, and our guests tonight know the value of everything and the cost of nothing, which is why we pay them in Woolworths vouchers. Joining me tonight are four money-savvy comedians. A big round of applause for Team A, Ava Vidal and Steve Bougea. And Team B, Grainne Maguire and Jeff Mercer. As ever, here with all the facts and figures is our resident economist from Oxford University, Dr. Natalie Quinn. So, on to our first round. Who has the bigger paycheck? In this game, we'll show each team two people, two professions, or even two states. And what we want them to do is figure out which of the two earns more. So, Team A, in the movie Captain Phillips, the actor Barkhad Abdi won a BAFTA for playing a Somali pirate. Well, I say he won it. He actually stormed in, kidnapped it, and wants $3 million for its safe return. What we want to know is, would he have earned more annually as a real pirate? There he is. There is Barkhad Abdi.
No, they don't earn as much as they used to, do they?
What, Somali pirates?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's down there,
Lots of insurance.
It's been shocking.
The recession, isn't it?
Does that include all the money that Somali pirates make selling DVDs and stuff like that?
So you're bringing in the whole moonlighting angle into the thing.
I think what he should have done is, after he won the BAFTA for playing a pirate, he could have spent like years and years afterwards actually holding people up. Because they'd be like, "You're the pirate from the film." He'd be like, yeah, and they think it was like...
Give me your money.
Yeah. Oh, some weird sequel. Oh, here you go. Bye.
Somali pirates actually pay the living wage. It's actually different. It's in the sense, if you live, you get a wage. First joke there, guys.
So, Team A, what is your final answer?
The guy would have been so happy that he was going to be in a film with Tom Hanks, he wouldn't have accepted much money. So I reckon the pirates would get more money.
For different reasons, I agree.
Team A, you are in fact correct. A Somali pirate makes an average of 44 grand a year, whilst Barkhad Abdi was only paid 38 grand. But on the plus side, as you say, he did get to hang out on a boat with Tom Hanks, who is reputedly the nicest guy in Hollywood. Natalie.
So the movie Captain Phillips made over £118 million at the box office, which, coincidentally, is pretty much exactly the same as the contribution of piracy to Somalia's GDP.
Amazing.
It's the country's biggest industry. And, in fact, successful pirates are some of the country's most eligible bachelors, with some of the big bosses pulling in £1 million a year.
Team B, it is now your turn. Which was bigger? Bill Gates' earnings in 2013 or the gross national income of North Korea that same year? Natalie, what is a gross national income?
Gross national income is simply the total earnings of all the residents in a country.
There you go.
I think it balances out, because North Korea has got the resources. I think they've got nuclear power, they've got millions of people indentured, but Bill Gates has that paperclip to tell him what to do.
He does.
So I think it will balance out.
Bill Gates or North Korea?
Bill Gates. Because he's got their Microsoft paperclip.
The correct answer is, in fact, North Korea.
Good for them.
According to the completely unbiased Central Bank of South Korea, North Korea's GNI was 19 billion in 2013, more than triple the rather paltry 6 billion that Bill Gates earned. Poor Bill Gates, beaten by the only country in the world that's just upgraded to Windows 98. Natalie.
£19 billion GNI is actually pretty small. It doesn't even add up to 2% of the UK's income, which last year was £1.3 trillion. As for Bill Gates, he has a net worth of around £48 billion. In fact, he's so rich that if he dropped £100 on the floor, it would literally not be worth his time to pick it up, as he makes £238 a second.
My goodness me. I've got an uncle like that who, every time he drops £100, it's not worth his while to pick it up, but that's because he's in prison. Now, £238 a second. That is an incredible statistic. Have you ever earned that kind of money?
Isn't that what we're being paid today?
In Woolworths vouchers, yeah. So, at the end of that round, Team A has 30 points. Team B has 0 points. Round of applause. And now, on to our next game, Countries Exports. In this game, we take a look at nations and what they produce. As you can see on the screen, we have our spinning globe. All our teams have to try and do is guess the #1 export from the country it lands on. And all of these are according to the CIA World Factbook. Their second biggest seller, by the way, after their bumper book of enhanced interrogation techniques. So, let's see where it lands. There we go, our spinning globe is a bit out of date because there are still ice caps on there. Ireland, the Emerald Isle. So, teams, what do you think is Ireland's #1 export?
Talented comedians. That's flirting. That's flirting, isn't it?
Charmer, you.
Yeah. I don't know. The obvious thing is to say Guinness, but that's obvious, so I'm not going to say that. Google's there, isn't it? And Facebook and stuff.
I had no idea.
Will that count
Google's
as
there.
I mean, if that counts as an export, that's pretty massive, but I don't know if it counts.
I think Ireland's biggest export is irony, really.
Very good.
I've got insider information on this, guys. The biggest contribution in the last few years to Ireland's economy, I swear this is true, they have to be listed now in the budget, is Jedward. This is a true story. So Barack Obama came to visit Ireland a few years back, and Jedward was the support act for Barack Obama.
Obvious choice.
The obvious choice. So they had this lineup and they met Barack Obama, and then afterwards they were interviewed and they're like, Jedward, you've met the President of America. What was that like? And they said, oh my God, guys, it was amazing. It means we're one step closer to meet Britney Spears.
Pava, what about you? You've been to Ireland?
I have been to Ireland and I've worked with Jedward. They were quite irritating, noisy and quite bratty, and you just thought, Jesus, of all the things that there to be two of, it has to be those two.
So tell us, folks, Ireland's #1 export. Team A?
I'd say Guinness as well, I think.
Guinness. Are we gonna go
Guinness. Team B?
Jedward.
Jedward, you're sticking with that, and you're absolutely certain. The correct answer is actually computer software.
Oh,
You flirted with it.
I did flirt
you
with that
touched
idea.
it, and it walked away. Apple are also based there. So whenever you phone up Apple with computer help, you get a lovely, charming Irish voice.
It's Jedward.
It's Jedward. Oh, OK. So on to our next nation. Let's give the globe another spin and see where it lands. Australia. So, teams, what is Australia's #1 export?
Is it racism?
Is it racism? I don't know. You tell me.
I was actually doing a show there, like
Yeah.
a version of Mock the Week, and when I was sitting to get my makeup done, this woman actually called over to the other woman. She was like, oh, have you got the Indigenous bag? I was like, what? What?
The Indigenous
What did you just
bag.
say? And she goes, oh, it's the makeup bag where we keep the dark stuff. I mean, how racist are you to segregate your makeup?
I think Australia's greatest export has got to be the lady with the lovely pert bottom, Kylie.
Oh, Kylie.
Yeah, she's somebody who really, you know, she's kept Australia afloat.
Well, teams, none of you are right. Australia's #1 export is actually coal.
Really?
Alpha, maybe they're not racist. You thought they were blacking up, but they were just all down coal mines.
That could be it. That's probably exactly what it was. I feel bad now.
And who buys all the coal?
Is it China?
Well done.
I knew because, yes, Barack Obama went over to Australia, didn't he? and they were racist to him, but apart from that, he went over there to try and stop China getting their claws into the Australian economy.
Did he?
He did.
So we come to the end of that round. Team A has 40 points and Team B has 10 points. Time now for our next round, penny-pinching tips for the planet. In this round, our panellists help the world save a few bob. First up is China. As we all know, China has a bit of a problem when it comes to its environment. I've heard it said it's the only place in the world where the air quality would actually improve after a nuclear explosion. But there's still hope. So, Jeff and Grania, which one item, if recycled, could save China 20 million trees a year?
Is it a chainsaw?
Pandas.
Pandas?
Because they're always worried about pandas not mating.
Yeah.
And they keep giving them bamboo to make them mate.
There's pandas in Edinburgh Zoo.
OK.
They only are sexually active for 2 weeks, and it's in August, and that usually coincides with the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
Oh, yeah.
So the female panda zoos are only sexually active for the 2 weeks during the Ed Fringe. And I couldn't believe it. I had no idea I had so much in common with pandas.
Very good. What about Team A? Any ideas? How could China save 20 million trees a year?
My initial thought was chopsticks. The ones, because I went to Japan and they, no, I know it's not the same, oh God.
Are you Australian?
No, I just meant in the fast food restaurants, you get the disposable little wooden chopsticks, and I was thinking at the time, they must get so many of these, and I reckon China might do the same. Because they're mates, aren't they? They famously get on well, China and Japan.
Miss Vidal?
I actually went to China, it was very depressing.
Do you have fun anywhere when you go?
No.
Were they racist there?
They were, very.
Were they all going like that with their eyes?
I don't know who these people are, right, but she stunned me into silence.
Let's just pause so they can cut that.
Give us a final answer. Team B, what's your answer?
What are we going to go for? We're either saying destroy all pandas or destroy all chainsaws.
OK, I'm going to go with destroy all chainsaws.
Oh, God, we're just going to have to take his racist answer. Chopsticks.
Chopsticks. Well, the answer might well be racist, but it is actually right. The correct answer is chopsticks. Unbelievable. Very impressive. Natalie, over to you.
So according to the chairman of Jilin Forestry Industry Group, a forestry company in China, the country produces 80 billion disposable chopsticks each year.
That's 40 billion pairs.
Although if you think about it, it's not that many chopsticks for each Chinese person.
China has 1.37 billion people, I think.
Exactly. The situation got so bad that in 2006, the Chinese government imposed a specific tax on chopsticks to try to do something about it.
The disposable chopsticks tax.
Indeed.
Chinese people should just stop being so pretentious and showing off that they can use chopsticks.
There you go. So, from one end of the eating process to the other, toilets. Team A, how does not owning a toilet cost the world £154 billion a year?
Because you'd have to take a dump in the street and then someone would have to clean it up, wouldn't they?
Mess.
Just a mess, yeah.
I thought what was costing the economy so much money is if people don't have toilets, then they have to, you know, put all the 20p's into train toilets. That's going to add up.
It does. Yeah. It does. I think you need to get out of the country more, Grania. Steve.
Yeah, it must be just mess. Or like, it could be health.
Well done. The answer comes down to sanitation. Lack of access to toilets can affect a nation's health, safety and productivity, costing about 1.5% of their annual GDP. And anyone who says otherwise doesn't know shit. Natalie, would you care to explain?
Well, as you said, poor sanitation is going to affect people's health. While they're ill, they'll struggle to work and there'll be healthcare costs too. Sadly, in many places, no salaries for the people that cleaned it up. But according to the World Bank, there's another impact. So people who don't have toilets spend so much time trying to find a private place to defecate, they lose time. In Kenya, on average, 2.5 days per year.
Yes, unfortunately, lack of access to somewhere private and safe to defecate is one of the biggest health problems facing Africa today, especially if you live in the Pistorius household. And, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of that round. Team A has 50 points and Team B has just 10 points. And with that, we get ready for our next round, selling ice to Eskimos. In this round, we explore the wonderful world of marketing and publicity. Take a look at this lineup. We have Oscar Pistorius, Rebecca Brooks, Margaret Thatcher, and Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, the former president of Iran. I want you to tell us what these 4 people have in common.
Is this David Cameron's dream dinner party?
They all do damage to their country's tourism.
Are they all Halloween costume ideas?
I was thinking of the word iron because Oscar Pistorius was known as Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady. But then I thought Mahmoud Ahmadinejad was from Iran.
I'm going to give you 10 points for just ridiculousness. The answer is, in fact, they are all, or they all have been, represented by the same PR company. Bell Pottinger Private is a PR group with a history of protecting the reputation of some notorious individuals, a bit like the BBC in the 1970s, and the 1980s, and the 1990s, and the noughties. Natalie, will you enlighten us?
The Bell Pottinger Private was founded in 1985 by Lord Timothy Bell and Piers Pottinger. Their clients include the human rights violating government of Bahrain, Asma Assad, the wife of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, former Chilean dictator Augusto Pinochet, and convicted sex offender Rolf Harris.
I won't be using them for Edinburgh.
What would that meeting be like, you know, if they were signing new clients and they go, well, who have you represented in the past?
Pinochet, Rolf Harris, you know, we've got them all, you know. Assad.
Well, they've got pictures over on the wall. Oh, your back catalogue's amazing.
Yeah. Bell Pottinger isn't completely without moral compass. I do know of one person they deemed too reprehensible to represent. So, teams, for a bonus point, who, if it's not the devil itself, was that person?
Jedward.
Go foreign, go foreign.
Colonel Gaddafi.
Very good guess. Right continent, wrong person.
Oh, Hosni Mubarak.
No. South.
Oh, Robert Mugabe.
Correct. The answer is Robert Mugabe, and here is a picture of him receiving the news. Team A, you now have 70 points, and Team B, you now have 20 points. So, our next round, ladies and gentlemen, is This Little Piggy Went to the Black Market. From military tanks to tiger seamen, the black market is your one-stop shop for all your nefarious needs. But it can come with consequences, especially if you get the tank and the seaman mixed up. Now, all of the following items are on the black market, but only one of them will get you up to 10 years in prison and a $500,000 fine for smuggling it into Canada. Is it A, flight attendants' uniforms, B, sperm, C, honeybees, or D, breast milk?
With the sperm, I presume it's someone else's sperm.
Yes, yes.
So I carry thinking... mine all the time. Like,
yeah, exactly. Otherwise, you have to get rid of it on the aeroplane.
Let's not get into that.
Grania.
The breast milk and the sperm, it will be hard to measure. Like, it wouldn't be like, have you got liquids under a certain... you know, it's going to be hard. You know, you put your bag through security. If they said, sorry, you've got too much sperm, you're going to have to... and then the bees, you could easily, you know, if you trained your bees to, like, form a beard, that'd be an easy way to sneak it on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think putting sperm on a air hostess's uniform would be...
Oh, Jeff.
But,
the Bill Clinton method.
Yeah.
We think the air hostesses uniform.
You're going to go with air hostess
Yeah.
uniforms. What about you, Team A?
That's what we do. You
You're
agree?
going with air
yeah,
hostess.
no idea.
Said.
You are both so wrong. The right answer is, in fact, sperm. Or nadpoles, as my uncle used to call them. Natalie, tell us about sperm.
Well, in 2004, Canada passed a law prohibiting payment for sperm and egg donors.
Right.
So Canadians resorted to the black market. And in Canada today, more than 90% of the semen used for IVF is from either back alley sperm deals or profit-based sperm banks in the US.
Did you say back alley sperm deals?
Afraid so.
If it's there, it's already been used.
It'd be like sperm sort of being lobbed across the American-Canadian border.
Overnight.
Just loads of Americans lined up going, here you go.
Shooting it over.
Oh dear. Jeff, do you have any thoughts on this amazing revelation?
Would never have smuggled it in if I had known.
Tell us about the other things here.
They are all traded on the black market. Some criminals have resorted to stealing bees from honey farms and then selling them back to the same farmer at an extortionate price. Flight attendant uniforms are sold illegally on the black market to certain individuals who have very specific fetishes. Not surprisingly, this is mostly in Japan.
Not surprisingly. Go
And
on.
as for breast milk, women can make as much as £12,000 a year selling theirs online.
Wow.
The problem is there's no agency that regulates the quality, so you could be getting contaminated milk. And samples have been found to contain syphilis, Hep B, and even HIV.
Oh, my goodness.
Can syphilis come through breast milk?
Apparently so.
Oh, my God.
From bees to breast milk, the black market is a cornucopia of surprising products. But for bonus points, can either of our teams identify another black market item that everyone in this room is in possession of right now? Why don't you go first, Team B?
Oh, I know what this is.
Hair. Wigs. They sold in the black market.
A mother.
A mother?
We've all got mums.
But
Our
are mums black market items?
You go, psst. She makes great tea.
Must be something like a body sort of hair or something like that.
I think it's organs. That's what I think it is.
You are right. Organs is the right answer. The black market is one of the few places where you can truly say it's what's on the inside that counts. Natalie, organs.
I think trading in hair is legal, but organ trading is illegal in every country except Iran.
OK, in that case, you don't get points and you do get points.
From £5 per square inch of skin to £13,000 per gram of bone marrow, the average human body is worth £345,000 as spare parts.
That's a lot of money, £340,000.
You could just have children. That's what I did. Potential organ donors. That's what I have them. It means I can do what I like. I can drink, I can smoke. I was actually having a cigarette and this guy was like, stop smoking, it's bad for your lungs. So I don't care, mate. I've got 4 more at home.
You've got 4 kids?
No, my children have 2
kids.
lungs
They've got
each.
4 each. No, I see, yes. Right.
I'm worried that I could sell my body for more than I'm probably going to earn ever. Because this is going great.
Since organs are the most sought-after products on the black market, we decided to compare them to another sought-after product, the iPhone. And we came up with a little game that involves both of them. It is called... Is it cheaper than an iPhone? Very good. Natalie, would you care to take us away on this one?
Certainly, Mr. Frisbee. A brand new 128 gig iPhone 6 costs exactly £699. What we want you to do is compare the price of an iPhone 6 to the black market price of a human organ.
Lovely. Team A, you go first. And your organ is the gallbladder. And there is a gallbladder, and Dr. Quinn is going to tell us what a gallbladder is.
You do know I'm not that kind of doctor.
Yeah, but you know everything.
Not quite. But I have been known to watch Holby City. Your gallbladder stores bile made by the liver. Bile helps you digest fats.
There you go.
It ironically looks a lot less bent than an iPhone 6 as well. I don't know. I don't think that'd be worth that much money. I could do without it.
I could, especially after a night out. Because when you're chucking up and there's nothing but bile left, so I don't actually want mine.
Can we do higher or lower with the audience?
Yes, you can.
Here we go, guys. pretty mixed, that.
I would say lower. Lower was the winner.
Was
in
lower the
terms
winner?
of noise.
OK, we'll go with the audience then.
Yeah.
We'll go lower, please.
Well, let's see if the audience is right. Natalie, break the news.
I'm afraid not, although it's close.
Oh, great, thanks a lot.
Yes, guys.
Your gallbladder's worth £726 on the black market. So after purchasing the iPhone, you'd still have £27 over to spend in iTunes.
Very good. All right, Team B, it is your turn, and your organ is a kidney. What do kidneys do?
They filter the waste from your blood and dispose of it as urine.
I have a question. Do we get to pick whose kidney it is? Because if that was like Beyonce's kidney, I would think it would definitely be worth more than an iPhone. But if it was like Paul Gascoigne's kidney, you'd probably get a Nokia from the same point.
I hear what you're saying, sister, and the answer is no. We are going with the average kidney
Just
price.
generic shop brand.
Can we ask the audience? Is it higher or lower?
The audience is absolutely right. Over to you, Natalie.
So just one kidney comes in at a whopping £119,000. This is because the demand for kidneys is so high. Many people suffer kidney failure, some of the common reasons, diabetes and high blood pressure. But at that price, the supply is also high, so kidneys make up 75% of the global organ trade.
Well, well, well.
Have I got 2 kidneys?
You've got two.
If I could, can I get rid of one?
You can.
You'll survive.
Right, good.
I think you're too down on yourself. I think you need to be a bit more positive. Keep it for another 5
I've
years.
got a lot of student debt from that economics degree that I did not use.
Well, some of our viewers might have found that last round a little bit depressing, but if you ask me, what's really depressing is that there's more money in my pancreas than in my bank account. Both teams showed a hell of a lot of guts there, so much so that there's a bloke called Vladimir backstage with an icebox and some rubbing alcohol who's really eager to meet you. And there you have it, folks. We've come to the end of the show. Time now to tally up the final scores. Team B, after a valiant effort, a comeback, you have 50 points. But as for Team A, you come in with an impressive 120 points, making you the winner of tonight's episode of More Money Than Sense. Congratulations. I would like to thank all of our panellists tonight. They were Ava Vidal, Steve Bougea, Grainne Maguire, and Jeff Mercer. And of course, we can't forget to thank our unflappable economist, Dr. Natalie Quinn. And we leave you with some financial advice from the Wu-Tang Clan. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar, dollar bill, y'all. With advice like that, who needs a financial advisor? I've been your host, Dominic Frisby, and this has been More Money Than Sense. Good night.